California DMV mishandled thousands of voter registrations. The California Department of Motor Vehicles on Wednesday said it discovered it sent the Secretary of State's office 23,000 erroneous voter registrations. The agency said the errors occurred within the state's motor voter. Wow, that's just not meant to be said. Come on, motor voter? Really? That's freaking annoying. Motor voter. Say that 5 times fast. Motor voter program, which allows eligible applicants getting a driver's license to be automatically registered to vote. The DMV said the errors stem from technicians toggling between multiple screens and registration information being improperly merged. According to the agency, 1,600 residents did not complete a voter registration affidavit and had their information sent to the Secretary of State, which maintains the state's list of registered voters. The DMV said none of the applicants were undocumented immigrants. We are committed to getting this right. In some cases, people were registered in the wrong party. Interesting. You know, it's really interesting that when it comes time to vote, a bunch of people are left off the rolls in California. The Fonz was left off the rolls. I don't know if you guys saw that when it was in the news, but on our primary, Henry Winkler went to vote, and he was purged from the rolls. And what happens to you when you're purged from the rolls is you get a provisional ballot that, let's be honest, is likely not counted. In some cases, we know for sure it was not counted. I tried to switch my registration. I was registered Democrat when I was a kid. When I turned 18, I actually did want to register as an independent, not because I was like necessarily cognizant of the Democrats being corrupt as they are. I mean, I always knew that the Democrats were better than the Republicans, right? When I was a kid and still kind of learning things politically. But I wanted to register as an independent, but I was in Pennsylvania. So it was explained to me by my dad. He's like, look, if you register as an independent, you're not going to be able to vote in a lot of primaries. There's a lot of things you're just not going to be able to vote on. So you kind of have to pick one of the two parties. And I was like, okay, well, obviously Democrat is the clearer glass. I'll register as a Democrat. So that's what I did. And in California, you don't necessarily have to do that. You can still vote in the primaries no matter how you're registered. So I went to switch. I was like, well, I can switch, you know, and it didn't switch me. I switched it over, and then when I got my thing in the mail, I was still listed as a Democrat. So they wouldn't let me do it. And then I didn't mess with it further because I know a lot of people were getting purged from the voting rolls, and even though I don't have any concrete proof that it has something to do with people Dem exiting or Republican exiting, it wouldn't surprise me, so I was like, whatever. So anyway, my point is, it's really interesting to me that when it comes to voter registration... Oh, and I got another thing in the mail. So not too terribly long ago, as some of you guys know, me and my girlfriend moved in together, and we found a new place. I left my house, she left her apartment, and we found a new place together, which is where I'm at now. And so I had to fill out a change of address. I didn't even bother doing it before the primary because I was like, I don't want to give them any reason to mess with me. I don't want to give them any reason to say, oh, something got mixed up, you can't vote. I'm like, I'm not messing with it. So, but then after the primary, I was like, after I cast my vote and I knew it was good, I decided, okay, now I can handle this because it'll be good come November. And I got this thing in the mail, and it just said, if you don't send this in within a couple weeks, there's a good chance you won't be able to vote. I mean, it was put in more flowery language than that. But it basically said, like, if you don't confirm this is your address, you might not be able to vote. And it's very interesting to me that somebody like myself, who is an active voter, I've voted in everything since I've lived in California, since I've become a resident, I've voted every opportunity I've had to. I have voted in every local election. Even when I lived in different neighborhoods, like when I lived in Silver Lake, I voted on the issues there. Since living in Pasadena, I've voted on the issues here. And I've always filled out a change of address when I've moved. I've lived in 3 different places. This is my 3rd different place that I've lived in. And I've always voted. And it's so interesting where somebody who is active on the rolls, they try to potentially stifle your opportunity to vote. It's interesting to me how it goes. So it's really fascinating when you see stuff like this, that they're actually registering people that didn't even want to be registered. Which, by the way, I'd rather have that problem than people that show up to vote and then aren't able to. So that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your